All right, folks, we are live. Hello in the house. Let me get this set up over on my side here so I can see all you lovely people in the chat. Oh, there's a bit of delay. Is it going? Is it going? There we go. All right. So, hello everyone. I see there's already a bunch of people in the chat, though YouTube is not catching up yet. It says there are 4 of you, and I know that is not accurate because I see a lot more than that in here. But all right, so Trashman is already in the house with his intro, so we're going to read what he has to say today, and then we'll say hello to everyone. Live from the lockdown lunacy, it's the lady who has never called the goon squad on someone playing ball in a park, who has never fallen for a politician's power grab, the light in the New England night. Here's Dolly. I wonder, how long does it take you to come up with those and get a new one every week? That is quite impressive. So I see the very first person that was in today, according to this, is John Morgan. So hello, John Morgan. We have JF Quest in, Iron Daisies is here, Brian Blackwell, Aaron Miller is in, Tim Allen, hi there, Tim. Rose Blight is in, Benjamin Scholneck is saying good evening. Good evening. We have FTB FPV. Montgomery is here. Robert Chappelle. Bob Greenwald. Death Glock. Stephen Cole is in. Mr. Jones. I'm going to butcher this name again. La Faiva, right? I think. David Elva, poor guy, is in California. That is very terrible. Our Nash is here. Gone Fishing Eric. Mr. Rover Pilot. Hello, sir. We have Robert Graham, Ben Hunsinger, Raymond Lavarenz is here. Gardner is here. Hi, Gardner. My man. We have Q in the house, who was apparently just eating at his fire pit. Good for you. Andy Robichaud is here. And we have, wow, God, lots of people in here tonight. I guess you guys had nothing else to do, right? Indy 5000 fan is here. Cap'n Mac 82. I just saw Green Range, Steve Aconti. Lots of folks in the house. Gray Death. I just saw the Philosopher is here too. My goodness. We have all the celebrities in the chat today. Ginger Monkey Bear. And I just saw someone else that isn't in here often, and now I lost him. But I'm sure I'll see you in there soon. Shane Lackey as well. So we got lots of folks in here. So as the description reads, today I have with me John Costa from the Gunrunner in Middleborough. And I am pretty excited about this because John here owns pretty much, I think, maybe the only shop or one of the only gun shops that are left open in the state right now. He has given the middle finger to Governor Baker and Maura Healey, which I wish more people would do. And I think this is really cool because actually most of the things that I own and a lot of the ammo that I've had and have stockpiled actually came from your shop when it was under the old name. So I have a distinct memory. I remember I was in there and we were looking for a Wasser 10 and you pulled it out and you put it on the counter and I said, oh my God, it's beautiful. And everyone else in the shop started laughing.
Yep. And I said, oh my God, she's scaring me. But anyway.
So, John, take it away. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and, I don't know, all the craziness that's going on?
Well, I am one of what you call a legal alien. Oh, yes. I was 2 years old when I came over here with my father.
Mm-hmm.
We belonged to the socialist government, the Portuguese government at the time. It was right after the war.
Mm-hmm.
During that time, when I was born in 1949, I came over when I was 2 years old. But in 1949, right after the war,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of my relatives died due to disease, something similar to the coronavirus.
Oh
They
boy.
died from those disease. They died
Mm-hmm.
from hunger. A lot of them on my mother's side were starving. My mother finally, when she got older, got a job working for the governor of
Oh
the island
wow.
of St. Michael, the governor's palace. She was a maid.
Okay.
And she would scrape all the scraps off of the plates of
Mm-hmm.
all of his banquets that he would put on for his socialist dignitaries and take it home to her mother and father
Wow.
and the neighbors too, because they were all starving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the farmers there would grow potatoes in the fields. This is all told to me by my mother. I
Okay.
was only 2 years old. I don't know. So they would wait till the cover of darkness to go to these fields and steal whatever they could take, because the farmers knew they were going there. The farmers
Mm-hmm.
knew they were taking, so the farmers would leave as much as they could behind. So that
Wow.
us poor people, us peasants, so to speak, would have something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and Cheryl, but the rest of it, they were farming for, well, the military, the dignitaries, the
Mm-hmm.
police, and they were left with very little behind.
Wow.
When I was 16 years old, we went back to the Azores to visit
Mm-hmm.
my grandparents. I we pull into the villa, and I'm walking around, and my father said, "Well, you got to stay away from them." I said, "What do you mean? You see that red X? That means they're diseased.
Oh
You
wow.
cannot go in their yard. You cannot associate with them, according to the police. You got to
Okay,
stay
some
away from
interesting
them."
parallels to today.
Well, I'm getting to that. And this is what's happening today. It hasn't
Mm-hmm.
gotten that far yet. It will.
It's coming. It's
Give these
coming.
give these socialist lowlives the opportunity. It will.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, my parents got away from it. When we came over here, they were so conditioned to the government that they were afraid to make a peep. They didn't even want to disturb the U.S. government because they were conditioned to
Right.
fear the government. In them days, you didn't really fear the government. You do today, for sure. I'll get
Oh
into
yeah.
that. So we stayed in a very close knit community, all
Mm-hmm.
Portuguese, in the city of Taunton.
Okay. Yep.
For many years, I couldn't speak English. I couldn't speak any English until I went into the first grade, and I couldn't speak English
Wow.
because my mother would not let me out. I couldn't go out there because I might say something dumb, according to
Mm.
her. That would
Okay.
bring the wrath of the government upon us. See, that's how much they were afraid of the government.
Well, I mean, these days she would not be wrong.
Not at all. And thank God, Ma. Thank God you're with God now. Thank God. And she died still not speaking English.
Wow.
And she was a U.S. citizen.
Well, but
Born
I
in
mean,
Liverpool, Rhode Island.
Fall River, New Bedford, that whole South Shore. I mean, it is pretty easy to go your whole life only speaking Portuguese.
Well, we call it Portugueseville. What the heck do you want? Portugueseville, you know? So that's what happened then. Then I got older, of course. I had to quit school at 16.
Mm-hmm.
My father got very sick. There were 7 of us. He was the only man working. Now, I
Wow.
got sick and tired of eating just potatoes and bread. Potatoes
Mm-hmm.
and bread. Potatoes. What the heck is all the meat we had to share? You know what chorizo is?
Yes. It's good
My
stuff.
piece was about maybe an inch and a half long. That was it.
That's
That was all
very
the
not
piece I
fair.
could get. But lots of bread, lots of bread. We'd be going to the School Street Bakery, right down the road. I'd walk there on a Sunday morning, order 15 loaves of bread, and get home with only 14. I'd lose one on the way. You understand, don't you?
It happens.
So my father had to buy 16 loaves of bread just to make sure that we got with the 15 for the week, anyways. So then I joined the service at 18. I joined the service because I wanted to fight for my country.
Mm-hmm.
During the time it was the Vietnam War. And what were they? Socialists.
Yep.
Again. So I joined the Navy. That was a big mistake, but they didn't know that I was prone to seasickness. Big time. Oh my God, I suffered so much it wasn't funny. And that's all they gave me. Sea duty, sea duty, sea duty.
Of course.
I was stationed in Little Creek, Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
but most of the time I was in the Mediterranean, getting seasick. Simple as that. So I put in for Viet. So I decommissioned in 2 years. I decommissioned that ship. It was out of service. So I now's my chance. So I put in for Vietnam again. And where did they send me? Newport, Rhode Island.
Okay, so not far from home.
I became a brown bagger. In other words, when my shift was over, I was on my way home.
Mm-hmm.
I jumped in that car and I used to drive that thing 90, 95 miles an hour just to get home. During the Navy time in Virginia, I used to hitchhike on a 72-hour Liberty all the way to Massachusetts,
Oh my God.
playing tag with the shore patrols, because if they catch you, you're back in the base.
Mm-hmm.
And to get off of the base in Little Creek, Virginia, I had to get over the Chesapeake Bay Tunnel Bridge. And between the base and the Bay Bridge, the shore patrols patrolled that very heavily.
Okay.
So I had to be real careful. Once I got to the bridge, I was home free. But I had to be back in 72 hours.
Yeah, that's a long way to hitchhike there and back.
I goes to show you how happy I was being in the Navy. Anyways, so I got out of the Navy, got a job at my old company, Belfour in Attleboro. They made high school rings.
Okay.
I became head of the machine shop because I was a machinist mate aboard the Navy. I also did a lot with firearms in the Navy because we had what they call a boarding party. We dealt with the Thompson machine gun, the BAR. By the way,
Nice.
whose gun was that? Whose gun was that the most favorite gun? Who loved that gun more than anything else? The BAR. See if you know.
BAR.
If you know your history.
I do not.
Have you heard of Bonnie and Clyde?
Oh, yes. Yes.
That was her gun.
Nice.
That was her gun. And she shot armor-piercing cartridges out of them. Okay, they were crooks. They were thieves. But they were also, to some people, heroes.
Mm-hmm. That is
That
true.
was during the time of the Depression. That was during at a time when alcohol was not legal.
Right. Alcohol prohibition.
And how well did that work out for the feds? How well did that work out?
Not
very
well at all.
Okay. So now, here we are. The coronavirus hit this country that started in communist China.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a socialist country, too, you know.
I mean,
All right.
there's very little difference between the two,
There is.
really.
Yes,
It just
we have-
socialism
we've had-
is just a pit stop on the way to communism.
Yes, we've had Hitler, right? Who first thing was to confiscate all the guns.
Yep.
The second thing was to wipe out any and all history. He had what? All the books burnt.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went after the Jewish because the Jews were responsible for the death of Jesus Christ. That was his thing. That's what he used. What an idiot. Okay. And then he started taking over the whole European world, for Pete's sakes. Yes. If you said anything bad, you were gone. If you were coerced to saying things against your own family, they would torture you until you confessed to a lie, so they could take away that person who was a threat to them, the socialist regime, the communist regime. Russia. Good old Stalin. What did they become? The Socialist Republic of Russia. Same story. Same story. What's that part of Russia? Siberia. Where they would send everyone that would say one word against the socialist regime. And they would torture the family so that a wife would turn against her own husband. A son would turn against his mother. So they could get their way and take them away or execute them, one or the other. Socialism. Wow. Now we've got a socialist government in Massachusetts.
Well, but see, you have to understand, John, none of that was real socialism.
Yeah. Real socialism. You're right. Correct me anytime you want to. But we have a socialist government.
We do.
We do. The governor who claims to be a Republican, bullshit.
Right.
Sorry, I said something bad.
Oh, no, it is perfectly
The
fine.
Attorney General, who comes up to it all because he listens to her. So he is the puppet. She is the puppet master. She has her hand so far up his butt that she actually moves his lips. I know
And
that.
I really can't figure out how she even is the one that has ended up being in charge of firearms here in Massachusetts, and
She
that she
has
can
no
just
right to do that.
make new laws by writing a letter
Yes,
overnight.
yes, and threatening us on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, with jail time and all kinds of good stuff. And she's upholding the Massachusetts compliancy regulation with
Right.
certain guns in order for them to be able, in order for us to be able to sell those guns to certain individuals in Massachusetts, not only do they have to be tested by the Department of Public Safety, thank you, Harshbarger, for that. Now they have to be tested by the Department of the Attorney General at
Yep.
a good cost too, and the guns
Mm.
get destroyed. Glock, right? You know what a Glock is?
Oh,
The number one gun in
yeah.
not just Massachusetts, not just in the U.S., in the whole world. You go to the Azores, they carry Glocks. They carry the Glock 19.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Glock will not submit for testing.
No.
She also came up with a cock and bull story that some Glock went off somewhere and caused somebody's death. Glocks don't go off by themselves. You have
No.
to pull the trigger.
Right.
Okay. Yet this hypochondria, this what is it? Not hypochondria. What's the word? Never
Hypocrite?
mind. Hypocrite. You got it. Why can't I remember that? Carries a Glock 43.
Really?
I'm told by a very reliable source who is part of the police system. She pressured some poor gun shop because he sold Glocks. She took him to court, gonna
Yep.
sue him, all kinds of money, and now she owns a Glock. Now, how did that come
Yeah,
about?
well, I remember because I got one before they were shut down.
And her boyfriend, oh, wait a minute, is it never mind, we won't get into that. Also carries a Glock. All right?
Really?
So
I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but wow.
big hypocrite. And I'm sure when she applied and got her license, she never went to any class whatsoever.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, because she's so proficient. In my book, in my opinion, she's the biggest idiot that ever walked on four legs because she is an animal. Period. Now, let me tell you what we're doing in order to sell our guns. We
Yes.
are following all CDC guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing curbside delivery, selling. People come
Now,
to our shop.
Did you guys start doing the curbside before, like, the ATF gave the official guidance, or was
Not
that
the
after?
very first day. We didn't get that until we got the guidance.
Okay.
This guidance didn't come out the very first day.
No.
They keep on adding to it and adding and adding and adding. So, not the first day. I did refuse to close, right to their faces. They sent the Board of Health to my store.
Really?
Oh yeah, knocked on the side door. He's all like fancy, like he's some big shit, you know. Hits me with the cease and desist order. I looked at him. I threw it on the floor. What am I supposed to do with this toilet paper? I don't even want to use it because it's not soft enough for me. You know what you can do with it. And I told him, we're doing CDC regulations. Get out of here. Get off my property. And
That's amazing.
Never heard from them again. But anyway.
Not all heroes wear capes.
No. We wish our governor and attorney general recognizes our federal rights as well. The state cannot restrict a federal right. It can only broaden or expand it.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the Constitution. So when our president said, we're essential, the Department of Homeland Security says, we're essential.
Yep.
This idiot has no right to say we're not.
No.
But he's afraid of that attorney general for some reason or another. She must have something over him. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know how she manages to, like, boss everyone around and get out of just about every lawsuit that's thrown at her. It's pretty amazing, actually.
She's going to have a big surprise pretty soon coming her way, and the state of Massachusetts. I'm just wondering where the hell are they going to get all the money to pay all of this? But anyways. Okay. Okay, so he says this is an emergency. So I
Mm-hmm.
can do as I please. Well, the word emergency does not appear, and nothing similar to it appears on the text of the U.S. Constitution,
Right.
intended to function in emergencies as well as in normal times. Therefore, an emergency does not afford no excuse from deviating from the U.S. Constitution, which this idiot is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Also, the governor has made it clear that firearms retailers, get this, we are not eligible for emergency relief and loans necessary to survive a shutdown. You know that?
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
While ordering that we remain closed, this is a death sentence and nothing short of a pure act of gun control.
Mm-hmm.
I know it, and I want all of you to know it. Okay? Why is it okay for children and teens to go to school via computer? Why is it not okay for us to hold our gun classes via computer?
Right.
I didn't know that the coronavirus is contagious via the internet. Is he trying to?
Well, I think there are some people that think that it is, but that's another issue entirely.
My screen just went black. I just brought it back up again.
Okay, I still see it.
So, okay, we're not allowed to have gun classes. What's the reason? What's his little method behind it? I'll tell you what that is. No gun classes because in Massachusetts, in order to obtain a firearm, you need a license, not a license first. You need a gun course.
Yep.
And how are you going to do that if there are no gun courses?
Well, I know that some of the towns, like Franklin, I forget, there's like a dozen towns in the state that have suspended the permitting process at least until the whole shutdown is over. Well, until the shutdown is over. I'm not convinced they're ever going to open it back up. But
and where does the Constitution say you have to do that? No, you don't do that.
No.
Where is that? It's nowhere. Nowhere whatsoever. All right, another thing. Every temporarily denial of citizens' rights to keep and bear arms is an irreversible injury. This was a case that was Elrod versus Burns in the case of 427 U.S. 347, page 373. This was actually a lawsuit put up where this person went up against the state.
Wow.
And they lost. They lost. Why? Just now, a judge in California? California reversed the ammo registration law.
Oh, yep. I saw some people in the chat asking about that. Yep.
And it's totally, completely unconstitutional. God, it's good to know that some of the people over there are sane, not insane.
And there's a couple of them.
All of you Californians, you let these idiots walk all over you. Well, I'm sorry, I have no sympathy for you because you let this happen. And now it's starting to happen here. Well, I will not allow it. I will not stand for it. I will not comply. I will not do any of that. They can drag me away in chains. They can threaten to fine me millions of dollars, which they're never going to get. And second of all, they'll have to kill me if they want to take me away or shut me up. That's what they're going to have to do. Mm-hmm. I walk around with a bulletproof vest all the time. Trust me. I do. All right.
Aren't we like not supposed to have those here? I don't even know. I can't keep up with all the different rules.
Those who give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety, like the dumb shit who emailed me that I'm going to be punished by God because of what I'm saying. So those who purchase temporary safety deserve neither liberty or safety. And you know who said that? This is why they're not teaching any of this in school.
No, that was
Benjamin Franklin.
Oh yeah, that was never in any of my history classes.
Of course not. And it's not going to be ever in any other history class because they don't want us to know what socialism is really about, what the Constitution is really about. All they're going to teach them is how great the socialists are for you people how we're going to take care of you, feed you.
Oh, yeah, with that
clothe you.
$1,200 check.
Yeah. How long did that work in Russia? There was a war over that. The so-called comrades, the Socialist Republic of Russia. Well, here we are in the Socialist Republic of Massachusetts. I used to call it Massachusetts, but now it's the Socialist Republic of Massachusetts.
That's pretty accurate.
This is the armpit of the United States. The Socialist Republic of Massachusetts is.
I mean, I don't know. New Jersey might give it a fair run for its money.
Oh, and New York, it's the what of the country. Filth, coronavirus. Or then again, California, such a great state that they're actually using the streets as bathrooms.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so disgusting. How can
That's pretty gross.
stand to see this? What is wrong with you, California? What is wrong with you people in California? You're letting this all happen because of your socialist government, your sanctuary cities, just like Massachusetts sanctuary cities. So, like I said, Benjamin Franklin says, you give up your rights for safety. You deserve neither one. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And one of the last things said, legislation leads to registration.
Yep.
Registration leads to confiscation. That's why they want to know what we have, like the Department of Public Safety and their Mercs check. Yeah, right. Tell me a new one.
So
she watches that. If I sell a Glock to anybody other than a police officer, she comes down on you hard. So be careful, you gun dealers.
Yep. I mean, a lot of people on my channel are probably not from Massachusetts and wouldn't know that. I mean, we don't have registration, but I mean, the government knows every gun that every person has.
Of course. Well, the FBI doesn't. All they know is that we are buying a handgun. We are buying a long gun. That's what we're doing as far as the FBI. But that's the Brady bill. How well did that work during the Obama administration? School shootings everywhere. Yeah. And most of it done by unstable kids who have been in more trouble than anything else.
Yes.
Arrested, expelled, hospitalized. And the FBI did not know about that? That's supposed to be their job. That's supposed to be their job. And the question thing I have is how come all these school shootings occurred during the Obama administration when he was trying to ban everything like assault weapons and everything else? And you see him on TV with these tears in his eyes. Who the hell was spraying his face? Because those weren't real tears. Sorry, Obama. You're a bald-faced liar. I don't trust you, and I'm glad you're no longer president. Because you are as socialist as they come. You created the health care bill. Okay. Supposed to protect all of us who can't afford insurance and all that. Yet if you're a certain age and if you're old, if you end up sick, or you're in an old folks home, and like right now, they're throwing coronavirus people in old folks homes. And now they're screaming about all the deaths. So how come that's happening? That's happening. In New York, people are dying. Families are in an outrage because their family is dying because they're putting people with coronavirus in the old folks home as care facilities. Look, I believe in taking care of them, but keep them out of the old folks homes. They don't need to be exposed to that. And the other thing, what should they care? They're old. They're no longer contributing. They're no longer contributing to the government. The government is paying to contribute to them. So if you're sick, you're old, somebody who's a little younger, who has a better chance of surviving, they survive, you die. Where the hell is humanity in this? There is no humanity in socialism.
No.
They don't believe in God.
Just tax dollars and a paycheck.
They took that out of the schools. Because now what do we get when God is not in schools, not anywhere? We get some of them, we get monsters. We get these unstable kids who think nothing else but to just kill people. To them, it's nothing. They're conditioned with all these video. I catch my grandson with that damn video game in his hand. I'm looking at it, and it's all about destruction, death, blood, oh, you name it. These little kids are playing these games.
Probably Grand Theft Auto.
Yes, all that. Oh, that's another thing. When Obama became president, What did these socialist do-gooders do? All these socialist sympathizers do? Sympathizers. They went out in the streets, burned cars, smashed windows, looted stores. What did we do when Obama became president? Nothing. We did not go out, burn cars, burn flags, smash stores, throw rocks. These are the people who want to take over our country. Give me a break.
Right.
I fought in a war to prevent that. If I'm still alive, I will fight in another war if I have to. Sorry I said that. So send the feds to my door. Go ahead. Moron Healy. You too, Charlie Faker. Do that. You'll be dragging me out in chains. And that ain't gonna end there. That's gonna go international, big time. You think you're gonna be a hero? Not.
No, I mean that would definitely get a lot of attention. That's for sure.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm done.
So we have some comments from the chat. We actually have, oh my God, quite a few. Wow, you guys. Okay, so we have a lot of comments to get through. So these are super chats. So people have actually like paid money to get these read. So I gotta make sure that I grab them here. So Matthew Malloy says, "Why are you not in New Hampshire?" To me, that is a long story that I will have to answer at another time. Jesse Meek says, "Sorry, missed you last week, doll." Hi, everyone. Aaron Miller says, "You need to see." Oh God, I'm on the wrong day. That's what happened.
Come on, straighten yourself out. Don't be like me.
Actually, no. YouTube is messed up and having everything dated as last week. That's really strange. Okay. Sorry, guys. Let me refresh this and see what just happened. There we go. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. All right, here we go. So Jesse Meek says, "Good evening, Mr. Costa." LaFivo says the penal code. That was probably in reference to something that we were talking about. Bob Blitherek, thank you. Fred Hill asked about the California ammo ruling, and you mentioned that. Felix says, "Mr. Costa, thank you for your service." Roscoe Van Dam says, "Two legends in one place at one time. What are the chances?"
I'm no legend. I'm not a legend. I'm just
I don't know. You've got some good stories.
I'm a poor, humble little old man.
LaFiva says, "People fighting socialism are heroes if people only knew." FPV says, "Best entertainment I've seen in weeks. You are a big hit, John." Thank you, Bradford, for the sticker. Robert Chappelle says, "Don't hold back, John. Let us have it straight."
Oh, you mean you want me to tell you how I really feel? We ain't heard that one yet.
Trashman says, "When I was based in California, I used to call it the DPRC, Democratic People's Republic of California. Communist North Korea is the DPRK." Torque1 says they do all that commie gun control crap in Canada and it didn't stop the, quote, biggest mass shooting in their history. Accurate. Chad Davies says, "I'm in Worcester. Do you think a case like DC v. Heller will occur here because of the denial of firearms permits applications?" That's actually a really good question.
That case was done by my wife's boss.
Oh, wow.
Stephen Poss, who worked for the Goodwin and Proctor firm out of Boston.
Uh-huh.
And tell me, let me tell you something. They all turned against him.
Really?
He's the only Republican in that whole damn law firm.
Oh, that'll do it.
There's very few Republicans. And they were so upset with him because he actually did this case.
Wow.
He represented the NRA pro bono. Didn't charge.
That's pretty amazing.
I talked to an attorney and he wanted to hit me with a $5,000 fee. I said, "God, you're really a freedom fighter, aren't you?" So no, I said no. But Stephen Poss, he's retired now.
Yeah.
He worked for Goodwin and Proctor in Boston, big law firm. who actually did that case and won
Wow.
for the
That's pretty
NRA
amazing.
and also the McDonald's case.
Oh,
And
wow.
won. Steve Poss, remember that name?
Mm-hmm.
He's now in Colorado. Oh, I'm sorry, Oregon. He wants nothing to do with Massachusetts.
Oh, no,
He's wrong.
he needs to come back and do this.
He doesn't need the aggravation. He retired from law practice. He bought a beautiful place in Oregon. He loves to hunt. He loves to fish. I love that
Nice.
guy. He's my type of guy. And he's not here anymore. He took care of my wife very well because she was a secretary. She was his secretary, and trust me, he was very good to us.
Mm-hmm.
And they did not like him for what he did in that law firm. And he
sure.
put them in their place.
I mean, being anything other than, a Democrat or liberal here almost feels like you need to have a secret identity, especially these days.
I'm the gun runner. Gun runner to you.
So,
I've been a gun runner since computer was invented, for Pete's sakes. I didn't come out until now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
So actually, since someone brought up the legal case, there is, for you folks, there is a GoFundMe down in the description that someone else started in case there ends up being any legal issues.
And this is what I have to say. If I don't have to use it, I hope not, it's going to go towards the NRA, Gun Owners Action League, whatever, Gun Owners of America, whatever I can find that's fighting these socialist idiots.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't have to use it.
Have you heard from like Gold or GOA or Com2A, anyone?
Not a word. Way back when Gold was run by Mike Usino, if you remember, I was part of that. I do their meetings. I go to the meetings. I go everywhere. I used to drive all the way to Boxborough, I think it was at the time.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. And I was part of them. That was way back when Mike Usino was their director, right? His director. Yeah, I'm talking to my wife. She remembers better than I do. So I know about Gold, but I don't hear nothing from them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the only people that who talked to me was NSS?
Oh, NSSF?
Yeah. They got my support.
Yeah. Well, they're a popular one.
I'm not so sure about Gold. I haven't heard nothing from them. They're supposed to take care of us in Massachusetts. What are they doing? So I don't know.
Well, I mean, I remember there was that big budget bill that had like the 65 gun control provisions in it a few years back, and they got a bunch of them, but I don't know. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised that you wouldn't have really heard from Com2A, because I know that they're supposed to be handling the Second Amendment, like legal issues here, but anyone I've known that has gone to them with an issue didn't get help, unfortunately. So
I know.
It's
These
tough.
organizations contact you when they need more money. I mean, I want them to help me. I would love to have their help. And like I said, and I'm still going to donate to them. If anything is left, they're going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how appreciative they're going to be, but if they don't want it, fine. I'll find some other organization to give it to.
Yeah.
I can't give it to Trump because all the money he makes goes to charity anyways. He doesn't want the money.
Right, that's
He's
true.
the best president I've ever seen. Come on. These socialist lowlifes are talking bad. The socialist newspapers are talking bad about it with all their lies. I don't like to talk to the newspapers because if I say something, they say something else.
I was gonna say, so when I was when I was like, looking up, because I always, before I have someone on, I kind of look and see what the news stories are saying, and I forget how I even heard, because it wasn't in the news that I heard about what you were doing. I think it was someone talking about it on Facebook, and yeah, I saw there was something from like the Enterprise and Glenn Beck, and that's about it.
Anything happens, the Enterprise are the first to show up at my shop. Because they know when I get going, I won't stop.
They're the first to show up at a lot of places.
My shop, believe me, when this all started, the coronavirus, one of their photographers showed up and walked into my store.
Oh, was it, what's his name? Mark? That Mark guy that takes all the pictures of the car accidents?
I looked at him. you're still working for the enterprise? No one shot you yet? Anyways, I said that jokingly. I didn't mean that, you know. So don't take it, you know, in context, for Pete's sake. Don't even, you know, because all right, there's something I don't tell many people. I'm a Eucharistic visitor.
Okay.
I do the communion up at the altar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also packing.
I mean,
My
you
priest
should be.
my priest found out that I was wearing a gun under my robes. And he says, John, I don't want you wearing a gun, especially at the altar. And I looked and he says, you haven't heard about the church shootings?
Right.
Where there was nobody in there to save their lives? No one? So that guy just walked in and started blasting away?
Yep.
No, I will be armed at all times.
Well, and I mean, a gun-free zone sign is only a sign. It's not a magical barrier.
That means shooting gallery. Gun-free zone means shooting gallery for these wackos, these sickos who fall through the cracks. And half the time, the FBI knows it.
Yes, they do.
To purchase guns and this and that. And then who gets blamed? Us, the gun owners.
Every
not
time.
The idiots that are not doing their job. It's us, the gun owners. Always us, the gun owners. Take away our guns and everything will be fine. Well, England took away all the guns. And now you know what they're having? A knife problem. Yep. So now they want to ban knives. How the hell are people going to cut their steaks and everything else?
I guess you just don't eat steak.
England. This is in England. And yet England is what? It's all part of Europe. All the rest of the countries, you've got all kinds of terrorists running around, knowing that there's no one in England to save their butts. They're just going to in there and turn it into target practice.
Yep.
Because they do not have the right to defend themselves.
They do not.
That's not going to happen in this country. I'm sorry. It's not going to. Not as far as I'm alive.
Well, I mean, I suppose like the one good thing that came out of this coronavirus pandemic is all the people that went out and bought guns and you know, first time brand new gun owners. And
I don't want to hear that. I am ragged today from all the people that showed up at my store. Oh my God, I never have to go outside to greet these people because they're not allowed in the store. I'm wearing masks, gloves, and every other damn thing. Sometimes if they're wearing the glove, if they're wearing the mask, I don't wear the mask. Why should I wear a mask if the person who's in front of me is wearing one? That mask works both ways, you know? Yep. So I don't have to worry about it. I walk into a supermarket. Everybody's got masks on. I don't wear a mask. What for? Don't have to. And I know of supermarkets with people that I know came down with the virus. So I play a little game. Has anybody been sick in here? And I get, no one. We're fine. We take all kinds of precautions. Really? I know a little different. I know better than that because I personally know some of these people who got sick working at these specific supermarkets. And they're not there anymore. Why? Because they got the coronavirus. Yet it never happens in these supermarkets.
Oh no, they're magical places that just have a virus barrier or something.
These takeout restaurants, they got half a dozen, sometimes 8, 9 people all working in the kitchen, shoulder to shoulder. They're wearing gloves, big deal, gloves. Okay, back to the food serving. Okay, they go out, they go to the window, they take the food outside. Sometimes they take off their gloves to handle the money. Sometimes they don't take off. I've seen that. They do not take their gloves off, handle the money. Money, it's the root of all evil. It's also the most dirtiest.
Oh, I know. It's disgusting.
If anything's got disease, it's money.
Yep.
And they're talking about all this social distancing. I walked into a supermarket one day. I won't mention which one. I had to get to the checkout counter. There were so many people shoulder to shoulder. I had to walk completely around. Otherwise, I'd have to say barge right through them. They were not staying their distance. I'm seeing it now, but every now and then they are not. They've got these long lines in front of like BJ's and places like that, and they're letting so many people in. But once they get in, if they're walking around, they're right on top of each other.
Yeah, it's a free-for-all.
Yeah, except when they get to the cash registers, at least there's a person there saying, you go over here, you go over there, but it's not happening all the time. And these curbside restaurants, I can't trust them at all. I don't see who's in there. I don't see who's handling the food. And we're talking food. Not guns,
Right.
we're talking food, which is actually being handled, that people consume. Yeah, right. Not me. No. Yes, we do social distancing. We follow all the rules. We're curbside. If restaurants can do it, so
Right.
can we. And not
So,
because, go ahead.
have you had trouble like keeping things in stock and keeping things on the shelves?
This is what I'm going to get at.
All right.
We were dying. We couldn't keep nothing in the shelves. And these distributors,
Right.
they're more concerned about sending most of their product out of the state to the other gun shops who don't have a problem with opening up and selling merchandise. So they're doing allocations, and allocations means if so many Glocks, well, not Glocks, 365s come in. That's a specific model everybody wants today. I can't even get them. Yet when they do get them, they're allocated. So many per dealer.
Really?
Right? And a lot of these dealers, a lot of these distributors who work with other shops from all over the country, sending them out there. We, especially me, they know I need the product in the worst way, and I'm still having problems getting the stuff. There's one company.
Even before this whole thing, and you were like the only place around. I mean, I remember like there'd be a time like you'd want like one of the legal Gen 2 Glocks or whatever, or like a SIG or something, and you'd have to call around everywhere, check all the websites, say, hey, hold that for me. And like one time we drove all the way up to Four Seasons, and by the time we got there, they were like, oh. But by the time you get there, it's gone.
Yeah, but Four Seasons, they're kind of special, you know?
Well,
they belong to some kind of a buyer's group where they beat the hell out of the value of guns by giving them away. Because they have the power to buy guns at distributor.
Oh, okay.
And then they'll sell it to the public at what we, the hardworking dealers, have to pay.
Right.
So they get people going all the way up there. I don't know what their repair policy is. I don't know how they treat their people because I don't go there. I have nothing bad to say about it. But right now I'm hearing that they're sneaking customers in there.
Really?
Yeah, there's a whole website on how a person can buy a gun, register everything. I mean, fill out the forms at home, bring that form to them, right? And then they will sell them the gun. But no. You sneak in.
Well, just so you know, there are 475 people watching right now. So 475 people know now.
I'm not lying. This is it. Go on their website. It's right there.
Oh, I believe it.
And I was told by a compliancy officer the way to do that, and what they're doing is not legal, according to the ATF.
Okay.
So I don't care. They do what they want. If they want more power to them. So you people who want to buy guns real cheap, that's the place to go. Go there and buy your guns.
Well, I mean, I remember, like, it's any place. I remember there was something, I don't even remember what it was that I wanted. I think it was, I think it's a Glock 26 that I've wanted for, like, ever. And it's kind of like, oh, you find a place that has one, you call. And I remember it was at Carver, and I drove all the way out to the shop in Carver, and by the time I got there, it's gone. Yeah, it's like they get so few, and everything sells out so quickly. And that was before any of this started. So I can't even imagine the trouble, like keeping anything on the shelf or.
Yeah, well, this is it now. When you buy a gun, you have to, of course, register to the Department of Public Safety, MERS.
Right.
At one time, it was a box that asked for occupation, which was not required.
Mm-hmm.
But since this Glock thing and dealers selling mass-compliant guns, Glocks, this is the Attorney General's thing, you know, because she's got them by the, you know what. Anyways, you have to put down what your occupation is. And if somebody buys a Glock and that doesn't say police, you gun dealers are in deep shit.
Yep.
So she'll come after you like,
exactly like that.
Exactly. And she puts it on her trophy wall.
She's got like the heads of gun shop owners like stuffed on her mantle.
People call me up all the time. How much for a Glock? And then I have to explain the whole thing to them. They don't
Right.
understand. Well, it's on the EOPS list. Yeah, but the EOPS list is run by the Attorney General.
Well,
if
and
he
there's
says no, it's no.
right. There's the list, and then there's the secret list.
Oh yeah, that's it's the secret list that if you call the office of the Attorney General, the first thing they tell you is call an attorney.
Yep.
We are calling an attorney right now. We're calling you. And they have nothing. So what we have to do is we have to call the manufacturer and find out, is that gun mass compliant? And they'll say yay or nay. We have police officers who come to our store who try to buy guns that are not even on the EOPS list. You police officers have to know this. Because you're police, that doesn't mean that every single gun
Right.
you can purchase. Because if it's not on the EOPS list, that's Department of Public Safety, no one can buy it, including you guys.
Right.
And that was told to me by one of their attorneys, not from some gum dealer up there who thinks he knows everything, because I don't know everything. So we finally got an attorney for the Department of Public Safety to tell us, no, if it's not on the EOPS list, no one can own it except a department. A police department can order those non-EOPS list guns as duty weapons through their department.
That's
but if a police officer wants that specific gun and it's not on the EOPS list, no, it is not a compliancy thing, regulation. It is a law. And you people, and then a police officer will call me, he wants to buy a 22 that's not on the EOPS list. Well, are you going to use that in the line of duty? I hope not.
Right.
And so it cannot be used in the line of duty. That doesn't mean you can purchase that either. You guys have to know this. This is the way it is, and I don't need any problems from her because she will not, especially now.
Right.
Especially now, you know what I'm doing. She's watching me like a hawk.
Oh, I'm sure.
She would love to find anything and everything to shut me down one way or the other. But the Second Amendment, I think she's having a problem with.
Yes, she is. So Robert Chappelle, this just popped up, is asking why Glocks are the boogeyman in Massachusetts. And so, first of all, the EOPS list that you're talking about is, for those of you who don't know, in Massachusetts, we have a super special list of things that Maura Healey has decided we're allowed to buy. And generally speaking, it's what they have to have: a loaded chamber indicator, and external safety, and pass the drop test.
They have to withstand so much temperature, not to melt.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Load indicator, some safety, trigger pull, horrendous 10-pound trigger pull. How the heck are you going to control your gun if you've got to squeeze 10 pounds out of it? That's not how guns work. It has to have all of that. But now all of a sudden I'm finding guns that are being legal, being mass compliant, that are made out of synthetic frames. How
Really?
much does it take to melt those things?
Good question.
Trigger pulls that aren't quite 10 pounds.
Huh.
Some guns don't have safeties, yet they're passing the test. You know what it's all about? This. Does everybody see this? That's what it's all about. In their pocket. Money talks and bullshit, walks.
Right. And supposedly, Glocks don't pass most of those, and they supposedly don't pass the drop test.
Any of that, but they won't submit them.
Oh, really?
No. They're not going to pay the ridiculous 10 grand.
That's true.
The turn-in of guns that are going to get destroyed. Why should they? Glocks are sold worldwide. They're in all the damn movies. I went to the Azores on a trip. Who do you think the guards at the airports were carrying? Glock 19s. Even though no one else is allowed Glocks in that country, except the police and whatever. Socialist country.
Yep.
So they're all carrying Glocks. They're in the movies. When Glock was first introduced to the country, the Democrats said, we can't have that. They're untraceable. Goes to show you how stupid they are. Because you walk through a metal detector with a Glock on, guess what?
Right.
That slide is steel. That barrel is steel. All those parts are steel. that metal detector will ring Dixie all day long. But that was there first because they have no clue what they're talking about.
Of course.
No clue what they're talking about. So, and the news media is basically all at fault because they've got the non-gun owners scared to death. Oh, we don't want guns. Oh, don't. Yeah, they're going to get up and attack you all by themselves. Of course they are.
I mean, people believe that. I remember when I first started carrying, I went back home and I was visiting my mom, and like she didn't want me to bring it in the house because she was afraid that it was just going to go off in my purse and shoot somebody. And it's like that's not how this works.
When I was growing up, my mother feared guns to death. We weren't allowed guns. I don't know how the hell I ever became interested in guns. She hated them. They were government.
Mm-hmm.
The government carried guns. The government would take you away and you would disappear. And they would use guns because they can't just say, hey, you, come with us. No.
That doesn't work.
They go like this, hey, you, come with us. And we should be able to say, hey, you, no.
We should
be able to do that.
So how long have you been in the gun business?
Since 1986.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. What a dummy, huh? Such a dummy. I could have been doing something better. I could have been a brain surgeon or something. I don't know. I think that would have been safer.
Probably, honestly.
I probably would have gotten sued all to hell because everybody today is lawsuit crazy. They are.
That is true.
Everybody's looking for money.
Mm-hmm.
One way or the other. This is why they believe the socialist government, because they're going to take care of them. Feed them this, feed them that. Yeah, right, really. You keep on believing that, people. Yeah, you keep on believing that. Keep on believing like the people in Czechoslovakia, the people in Russia, the people in Germany. They all believe that. And they end up paying for it with their lives. Yes, they did.
History repeats itself.
Yes, it does. Everything repeats itself. I don't want none of this to happen. I don't want to see war in our own country again. There was a war between the states. What do you think that was all about? It was about the socialist Southern Democrats against the Northern Republicans, led by Lincoln. He even paid for it with his life when they sent John Wilkes Booth, a wealthy family, an actor, on all these socialist Democrats actors. Yes,
I'm glad that you said that they sent him. I'm glad you said that.
Who put a bullet in Abraham Lincoln's head? He belonged to a party called the Know Nothing. I never knew that existed.
Oh yeah, I just heard about that the other day. Actually,
you're not going to see that in the history books because they don't want that in the history books. And most of it was all about what? Slavery? Yes, it was. It was mostly about slavery. I'm glad the blacks, and I don't call them blacks, I call them African Americans, are free. I am. But they're being snowed by the Democrats who are going to take care of them. They're being snowed. They were snowed by the Obama administration. Oh, yes, they were. You people have to wake up. They're not helping you. They may seem like it. They may make you feel like it, but it's all about money in their pocket. They could give a damn about you.
Yeah, I mean, entitlement programs are really just another form of slavery.
Yep. I have a lot of African-American friends and customers. I had quite a few of them show up today to buy guns. I think they're pretty smart. I think they're very smart. They don't believe in these Democrats. They don't believe in these socialists, and I am proud of them. I really am. And I will defend them to my last breath. I don't care. That's these African Americans or Indonesian or whatever. They're black. They're blacks. They got black. The Indians are pretty dark too. You know what the heck? Not American Indians. I know I'm stupid sometimes, but that's the way it is. I'm Portuguese. I'm 71 years old. You got to give me a little bit of leeway here.
I mean, I do have to say, I am really surprised that through this whole thing, you've only gotten one piece of hate mail. That's pretty amazing.
Watch it start up tomorrow. You watch. That's okay. I don't care because I got a little bit of advice that I tell her that all she has to do is start up her car. Him, was it he? The person who sent me the email. Then I said her. Oh, I got it from there? From you guys?
No. The email.
You what? Sit there, be quiet, please. Oh, I gotta say please. If I don't say please, I'm in deep, you know what. It's like one day I told my wife, can you really love me? Do you really love me? And she said, yeah. All right, then we're gonna have a test. I'm gonna lock Gabe in the trunk. He's my dog. Overnight. I'm gonna lock him in the trunk. Well, he's not gonna die. There's gonna be plenty of air, but I'm gonna lock him in the trunk overnight. The next morning, I'm gonna open it up. What's he gonna do when I open it up? That dog is gonna be so happy to see me. He's gonna jump all over me, lick my face. Now, if I lock you up in the trunk, what are you gonna do? You know what she says? You're not gonna see me for a week. I said, what do you mean? Well, you'll see me after the swelling goes down in your eyes. So I guess my dog loves me more than she does. That was a joke that came up somewhere, and I kind of like it. If you want to know how much your wife loves you, lock her up in the truck. Lock your dog up and see what he does. Lock her up and see what she does. If she loves you, she'll love you. If she doesn't, she'll beat the crap out of you.
I mean, I think that my husband would have trouble getting me in the trunk to begin with.
Then you don't love him. You don't love your husband. What's the matter with you? I know. I'm stupid sometimes. It's the way it is.
So before we went live, you were telling me that there are even people like driving from all over the state to come to the shop today.
Yes, name some towns. I already forgot them. Ludlow. Agawam.
Right. Springfield. My old stomping grounds.
What the heck are you people doing here? Some of them came just for ammo.
Wow.
Way down on Cape Cod.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And where am I getting all this stock? A nice, generous man that owns and operates Cape Cod. No, not Cape Cod. Cape Gun Works.
Okay.
He's got all this stock, and the town closed him down. With all kinds of threats, all kinds of this, all kinds of that. So he's seeing his attorney.
Mm-hmm.
The attorney says, well, we're going to fight this. Meanwhile, he still has bills to pay.
Right, yeah.
Lots of bills to pay. He's got over $1 million in stock.
Oh, my God.
You only have so much time to pay it back. They don't give you all year to pay this back. You either take out a business loan so you can make your payments, pay your electric bills, pay your heating bills, pay your employees, pay all this stuff. Where's he getting this money? Nowhere. So
right, and I feel like no place in Massachusetts would say, yes, let's give a business loan to an FFL. I feel like that would be denied so fast.
No. Governor Charlie Faker said, no, you're a gun shop. You cannot apply for a loan. That was part of his ruling. When he told us to close it, that was right there. By him, no loans. Well, right now, Massachusetts can't give anybody any loans because they're out of money already. Yeah. So this nice gentleman, every now and then I need 9mm. Mm-hmm. I need 5.56. I need some handgun.
I wore my 9mm today in honor of you.
I saw that. I didn't want to tell anybody you're crazy, but that's all right. I love you. Trust me, I really do. You're my kind of woman. I had to train this one to love one. I did, because when I married her, she was as yuppie as they came.
Well, I mean, in my defense, or I guess not really defense, but I was a yuppie once too.
Oh yeah, and I knocked her out of that. I made her love guns. I made her love to hunt. She shot a big 2,200-pound water buffalo 2 years ago.
Wow, that is so cool.
We're still eating that damn thing. That didn't charge, and she stood her ground. I was kind of like behind the ATV. I was right behind the ATV. And she knocked that thing right over with a 7mm 08. You could feel the ground shaking under your feet when that thing was coming.
Wow.
Knocked them over.
That's awesome.
If that isn't a socialist, I don't know what is. Yes, lowered his ears and came right for us. And she knocked them right over. One shot. with this tiny little 7mm OA. That's a tiny little bullet, 120 grain bullet. I had 30-06 with 220 grain bullets, and I was shaking in my boots. The guide, she went screaming. She took off. She knocked them down. And yes, we eat everything we hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we hunt, we eat. I learned how to canning.
Nice.
I do canned deer. I do canned water buffalo. I do canned, you name it. I can everything in cans because I don't trust electricity. Because if this thing gets worse and all of a sudden nobody can work, where are we going to get our power?
Well, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, and they were having some blackouts in California, and I know when this first started in Washington, they were actually telling the power and utility workers not to go to work, and so there was no one manning the power stations.
So I got a ton of canned goods. Enough to last me a year.
Good.
So, we might be the only two left surviving in this country. Joke. And I have all this food. I'm also armed to the teeth, so don't get any bad ideas. Knowing I'm not turning anything over. No sirree, Bob. If they come to take away my weapons, they better bring metal detectors.
Mm-hmm.
I need them.
So has obviously the state is bothering you and Department of Health is bothering you, but have you actually heard anything from the town of Middleborough? I know that they're kind of
just the Board of Health.
Okay.
Only
wow.
That. When a police cruiser drives by and it's been all day long, I get the whoop whoop.
Really? Wow.
Oh, yeah. Bus truck drivers honk honk. I get that. Or just regular cars. I heard a bunch of girls drive by one. Woo! And they go, oh my God, Jesus! Too bad I'm 71 and it's all over for me. But anyways, yeah, they drive by. I get honks. If I'm out there, because I am most of the day now, because I'm dealing with these people out there, I'm getting honks. I'm getting police cruisers go by. I'm getting I had a state trooper who's been to my shop 3 times now.
Wow.
Can't find ammo anywhere.
Wow.
Ammo for his AR.
Uh-huh.
He stopped by and first time he stopped by, he parked in my parking lot, and this was on a Saturday morning. I wasn't there yet. Everybody was all worried.
Yeah, well, understandable.
He drove away. About 5 minutes later, there he is again. Sat there for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Drove away. I showed up. They're all warning me. They're all, Mr. Costa, state police were here, blah, 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 blah. There was about, 10, 15 cars in the parking lot at that time. This is when it all began. I didn't know what was going on.
Yep.
And I said, really? So I opened up, started doing whatever. Here he is again. Pulls up. People are standing there. Is he open? Yep. They tell him, yes, he is. He knocks on the door. I let the police in.
Mm-hmm.
They don't hold their distance. What if they have one of the serve me or something? I'm going to say, you stay the hell off my property. No. You come in. He came in, walked up, and he said, Mr. Costa, do you have any 5.56? I've been looking everywhere. I said, yes, I have. I have a friend who was there helping me out, Matt Moniz. He's kind of, I don't want to talk about him. He had 5.56 ammo.
Mm-hmm.
He went all the way home because I was out. He went all the way home, brought it all the way back, and handed it to the state trooper.
Mm-hmm.
This is yours, free.
Wow.
That state trooper was very appreciative.
Mm-hmm.
And he left. He has ammo. Now he has ammo for his AR.
Yep. I mean, I would imagine, God, I mean, if already people can't find ammo, when everything finally opens back up, I'm guessing it's going to be like a few years ago where there was just a shortage and no one had anything.
There's a shortage now.
Oh, yeah.
Because the whole country is up in alert because of this pandemic. A lot of these shops in these other states are open, but everybody is panicking.
Yeah.
Everybody's buying. There's already a huge shortage.
Well, I mean, God, the NICS checks last month were like beat whatever the last record was.
Yeah, my sales are off the walls.
Have you had
are off the walls?
Have you had any trouble getting through like the NICS system or any of that?
Not the NICS. No, not yet.
No.
Not since my wife went to the e-check.
Oh, okay.
The e-check system is much more efficient in trying to get someone on the telephone.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times they're so backlogged, so many people you get up to an hour's wait
Oh my
before you
God.
even talk to somebody. So through the computers, bing, boom, bang. Very
Nice.
much nicer. I have no clue how to do it. She does it all. The poor girl, she's glued to that chair all day long doing that next check on that computer. And then after the next check, you know what? The Mercs check
Yep.
to the Department of Public Safety. And
Mhm.
everybody better have their PIN number. Yeah, think about it.
No, I
You
know.
need your PIN in order to walk out of my store with a gun because it has to be registered to the
Oh
Department.
no, that look was because I never have mine memorized. I always have to like look it up before I go to buy something because I never remember it.
I have so many people show up who don't have a clue what it's all about.
Oh God.
And I
Have
said,
you had anyone come in that like wasn't licensed and
yes,
didn't know?
yes, and they can't understand why I won't sell them a gun.
Of course.
And first thing I say, where do you live? Under a rock? They look at me funny. Do you live under a rock? Don't you know what's going on around you? Don't you vote? Oh, no, I don't vote. Oh, really? Well, look what's happening because you don't vote. Because you don't pay attention to what these lying, low-down scumbags are doing to us.
Wow.
No, you cannot buy a gun. You need a pistol permit. Oh, wait a minute. Nobody's open for that. Oh, wait a minute. We can't even teach you the required gun course on the internet because you could catch the virus through the internet. He looks at me like I'm an idiot. He looks at me like an idiot because I said that. Well, that's what our great governor said.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe that there would be people left in Massachusetts that don't realize you need a license for everything. That's amazing.
Yeah. And, there's also something else that Maura Healey advised the governor not to let us sell guns because we might shoot our police. I got it in here somewhere. I'm trying to find it real quick. Where is it, Fran? You're better than I am. I'm dyslexic, so I have a tough time finding it.
Well, I mean,
I'm going to read it to you. This is what she said.
No comment on that one.
Here we go. On April 1st, Maura Healey, gun shops and shooting ranges are not essential businesses during a public health emergency. We cannot undermine the safety of our police officers, first responders, and domestic violent victims. There you go. Out of the mouths of babes, that big baby. Right there. Her mouth. She said that. Exactly. Verbatim. I'm not making it up. It's here.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, in California, they said basically the same thing.
Yeah, well, that's
that sheriff in LA County.
This idiot, this moron, this socialist pig, this thing said exactly that. She's concerned about the police. I haven't shot a cop yet. We haven't shot a single cop in this whole place. I love my police. They protect me when they can. They can't be everywhere. So that was her other thing. She let the prisoners out.
Oh, I know. There was that guy. Yeah, there was the guy out of the Bridgewater complex that was a pedophile that had broken his parole and everything and got kicked out of the program, and they let him out. That is terrifying.
My daughter was molested by a pedophile when she was 10 years old. I didn't find out until she was like 13, 14. I'm still looking for the son of a bitch. All right? He molested her. It was told to me later on because they knew how I was going to take it. They knew what I would do if I could find the bastard.
Well, I mean, your reaction is not wrong.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm done with that. I don't even want to talk about them type of people. So she's letting these people loose because, they'll be all right. We're going to protect you. Oh, yeah, what are you going to do? Put a police officer at everybody's doorstep? Yeah, tell me about that. The police are great, but the problem is they're great after the fact.
Exactly. They're there to clean up the mess after it happens.
And when they do, they arrest one of these scumbags, and what happens? The scumbag goes to court, and he's let loose by these socialist judges.
Well, I mean, and their court isn't even open right now, and I don't even know if they're even holding anyone.
What? you criminals, you thieves. Break the law. You've got carte blanche now. You can do anything you want.
Yep.
Because you're not going to go to prison, because they're not going to put you in there. They're just going to let you out so you can do it again. And you will do it again because you are what you are, a scumbag thief.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing, this savior of our people who rode in her big white horse, who's going to protect us, make these her regulations. Who the hell are you? You do not make laws. You do not make regulations. You enforce laws when they are broken, but you enforce constitutional laws, not socialist, communist, fascism regulations and laws.
And it was, what was it? I think it was like July 2016 when she like wrote that op-ed about like copycat assault weapons and just was like, oh yeah, these are banned now overnight. We know who has them. We'll let you keep them for now.
Yeah, right. Let me tell you, I had a customer who bought one of those receivers before she came out with that.
Mm-hmm.
A year before. Now, you buy a receiver, you don't have to register with the state of Massachusetts. It's not a firearm. But the day you make it into a firearm, you have 10 business days to register it. So, a year later, he decides to turn the receiver into an AR. Now, remember what she said. You're allowed to keep it. You're allowed to do this. So he made it an AR. She had him arrested.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised.
Eastern police. They arrested him because they wanted him to turn over all his guns. Because the fact that he built this gun and he registered it legally, and she had him arrested. And then they had me. I was being investigated. Somebody told me that because I sold him that gun, that receiver. I'm sorry. He went to jail.
Oh my God!
They locked him up because he would not turn over his firearms. He would not open his safe.
But, you know, they say, like, oh, registration doesn't lead to confiscation. You're just a paranoid gun nut.
Ask the Canadians about that. Ask the Australians about that. Ask the English, the French, and the Germans, especially during World War II, all about that. And yet this younger generation has no clue because they weren't taught that. They're brainwashed by these socialists, mostly colleges.
Yeah.
You know Russell, he goes to, where does he go? Suffolk University. Just about every single professor in there is an idiot, a socialist, a liar, who's trying to put his ideas into the brains of these kids. The Democrat says, why are we arming ourselves for? Because of the zombies? They're already here.
I was going to say, one kind of zombie.
Because they're most of the college kids who don't get taught the truth. They don't get taught about socialism. They get taught that socialism is the greatest thing, and they have no clue. My good friend Russell, you know Russell, he tells me what some of these kids say. My God, he can't believe what he hears. He cannot believe what he hears about what it's so good to have someone who's going to protect us. And these professors, they're like God who shows up because our Christ was crucified and was buried. Oh, by the way, he was crucified and he was buried by the Pharisees, the Jewish, the Sadducees with the Jewish rabbis, who were, guess what? Sympathizers to who? The Romans.
Yep.
Socialists. And when Christ showed up and started showing everybody the way, they feared because he was going to be the Messiah. He was going to be who was going to lead his people out of bondage, who was going to go after the Romans and after these socialist rabbis and stuff like that. And what did they do? What did they do? They crucified him.
Yep.
They convinced all the peasants, all the sympathizers who believing in them, that he was the devil. He was a blasphemous. He was this, he was that. I know, whoops, this computer wants to die on me again. Oh, okay. He knew this, so he came here to save our souls. He knew this was going to happen. If I was him, that would have never happened.
Mm-hmm.
I would have brought the wrath of God upon all of them. I would have. The Romans, actually. The Pharisees, who were living high on the hog, were because of what they were doing to the poor.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't want Christ taken over. So they made him look like a criminal. They made him look like Satan himself. Boy, were they mistaken when they finally did crucify him. They saw what happened. And yet, they sent out the soldiers so no one could go to his tomb. They sent out the soldiers so no one could talk about it. And yet they forgot about the apostles, Peter,
Mm-hmm.
John, Luke, all of those people who started preaching the word of God. Peter, the rock. Yeah. You know why God called him the rock?
Why?
When Jesus was crossing the lake, walking on water, well, so Peter decided that he was going to do it too. So he got off the boat and started walking, then realized he was walking on water and lost faith and sunk to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why Jesus called him the rock.
Could
I
be.
know that's a joke. That's really not why he called him Peter the rock. But anyways, that's the way it was. And then when Jesus returned in 3 days, the Roman government didn't want nobody to know he did such a thing. Nobody was allowed to talk about that. No one. No, sir. But Mary and Mary Magdalene, a prostitute, which Jesus forgave. You know, Jesus forgave because they were going to rock her to death. They were going to throw rocks at her. You know, that's socialism.
Mm-hmm.
That is called the law of Moses. All 700 and somewhat laws that Moses put out. A lot of them were kind of bad.
Yeah, there was a few.
More like socialism. Yes, it was. And people were starving, people were dying, people were this, people were that, people had nothing.
So what you're saying is that government really hasn't changed.
Exactly. All right, government hasn't changed. And they keep on forgetting history. They don't remember it. They don't want to remember it. They think they can get away with it over and over. And guess what? It never works.
Nope.
In the end, people die. Both sides. And they lose. Things go back to normal or somewhat. And then it starts all over again. People never learn. And they never will. But we, the sensible people, the smart people, the patriots, the freedom fighters, the Second Amendment fighters, the First Amendment fighters, we know better.
Yes.
And we have to get the word out. And I don't mean through violence. There are better ways of doing it. If you have to insult the idiots, you have to insult the idiots. They have to realize that they're stupid and allowing this to happen.
Yep.
And I'm going to fight it. I'm going to fight it to my last breath. I have a pacemaker. I got to be very careful. I get too excited. This guy can go off on me.
Oh, no, because you seem pretty excited.
Yeah. Check it out. There it is. See it? There it is. Look, I can wiggle it. My wife says, don't do that.
Oh. Is it supposed to be able to wiggle? I feel like it's not supposed to wiggle.
Well, this is the problem. A year ago, I weighed close to 200 pounds.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I now weigh 155 pounds. Guess what? All the fat that covered this is gone. So it sticks his ugly head out. This is my third one. I've had him go off 3 times now. Because of stuff like this. Because of stuff like this. 3 times it's gone off and saved my butt.
Mm-hmm.
This is my third one.
Okay, so, well, hopefully we don't do that to you tonight.
Guilty. What's going on can and probably will kill me. Mm-hmm. So if they come to arrest me, they come to take me away, all I got to do is just run in place. And I would actually kill myself. Because this will only go off once or twice, and then it's all over.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen.
How is that going to look like? Police killed the Gunrunner? Or Maura Healey had him put to death?
Right.
And now you know that, Maura Healey. Get me excited. You could probably kill me.
I mean, it would certainly cause an uproar. That's for sure.
My heart's starting to beat already. So I got to be careful because this charge is up and it'll hit me with 700 votes.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, let me read some of the.
And hit me with your tasers. Guess what? It won't have a damn bit of effect on me. So you want to stop me? You're going to have to shoot me.
Well, so then let's read some comments to calm down a little bit.
Yes.
Landon William asks, "Have you seen the documentary Out of the Shadows?" I actually just watched it last night. It's a documentary. It talks about like the CIA and the government and how they're in bed with the media and all of that.
Yeah, yeah. Also in bed with Hillary Clinton too.
Yes, she
They
is
thought
mentioned
she
as
had it
well.
in the bag. The socialist news media already said she's our next president. Surprise, surprise, surprise. And now they're trying to cover everything up. What she did. And what are we waiting for? Why isn't this thing in prison? Or at the very least, well, no, at the very most, executed for what she did. Because she is, oh, treason. It's no
Well,
one.
I mean, I think it comes down to like everyone being on her payroll,
Yes,
basically.
on his pay. And the other thing, if you went against the Clinton administration, you became very suicidal.
Yes, yes, you did.
Remember that. A lot of people died. I wonder how that happened. If you were with the Obama, if you were against the Obama administration, kids were getting wiped out in school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what is that?
Um,
Come on. I'm not stupid. I know what's going on. I'm not a crazy man spouting off things. I put two
no.
together. I can see it. I see it coming. I know what's happening. And I'm so disgusted with all of this. And I don't know what to do. I don't. I get people. Excuse me.
Okay. Well, so we'll take a break here. So Russell is actually here, and he says hello, and that you're looking good.
Hey, Rob. Tomorrow, 12 o'clock, be there and not late either.
Uh-oh. He's calling you out. So Fred Hill says, "Do you still have the love of working on firearms?"
I love working on firearms. I can do it. I can do it day and night. I live and breathe it all the time. I hunt with them. I hunt wild boar all the time, and I am so upset that I'm not going to be able to go next month. Hopefully this will be over, which I doubt. And I want to go to Pennsylvania on a boar hunt. I really do. I do it every year. I take my lovely wife. She's one hell of a killer. Trust me. Oh, she scares me sometimes. Sometimes I sleep with one eye open. I know. I hear the panting, and it ain't sexual panting either. It's the lust to kill.
That means you're doing it right. Okay, so Rose Blight telling me to drink my water and saying that everyone here is enjoying you. Havoc Vladimirovich Stalinov says gun-free zone signs are international VLST indicator, very large stationary target.
Yes, it is. I agree. He's real smart person.
Gardner Goldsmith says, "You two are a Titan tag team, a jolt of Liberty energy. John, the story you related about your family is amazing, and you've really honored the fight for freedom. Hats off to you both." Oh, thank you, Gardner. Aaron Miller says, "In Kentucky and Indiana, Kroger had 9 stores where employees got infected by the beer flu." I mean, it's everywhere, really. Chester Thomas says, "John is right about African Americans and Democrats. Democrats are socialists that still want slavery." Brownie points for his sense of humor. You do have an excellent sense of humor.
I try. Oh, it's when they go to my shop, when they could go there, it was a John and Francis show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the Jackie Gleason show. I don't even remember Jackie Gleason. The honeymoon.
I've seen some shows.
I used to see. He was hilarious. She was the one that was always straightening them out. He was the one that was always, well, he would say, "Martha." Was it Martha? No. Alice. "To the moon. Pow." You know, it was too much. And we are very comical. People love to come to my shop because we're always on each other's throats, at each other's throats, between selling this, selling that, how to do this, how to do that. And she's constantly telling me what to do, how to do. I think she's a socialist myself. I really do. I think she's a socialist because she's trying to gain control of me. But you know, I love her for it. She keeps me in check. she keeps me from saying stupid things half the time because I really want to say some stupid things. Really, this ain't nothing compared to what I really want. The riding shotgun with Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one that I was interviewed in his car.
Oh yeah.
All the way to the Bowen Bridge and all the way back. So it was a good interview. He's got cameras in his car and everything.
Yeah, I remember he asked me once, but at the time I felt really weird about getting in a strange man's car. So really I didn't do it.
Well, because of the coronavirus, we didn't hug, we didn't kiss, we didn't hold hands. So everything was fine.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know.
So
good to know you're doing your social distancing.
And after I started yelling and screaming and saying this and saying that, he said, now, John, tell us how you really feel about it. I looked at him. What are you, stupid or something? I just did. He loved my interview. So did a lot of other people. But when I ended up on the Beck show, the Glenn Beck. This is when everybody started showing up at my store and everybody was hearing about me. And when I was interviewed by the Boston, Massachusetts Freedom, whatever they call it, some newspaper company.
Yep.
Mass what? Mass Live.
Oh yes, yep.
.com, and I blew up. I was, oh God, big time. So much that I just hung up on him, just like that. He calls back, and my wife asks, "Is Mr. Costa done?" Yes, he is. Next thing I know, the phone is ringing off the walls. People coming in, this and that, and I wish I could help most of them but I am very limited to what I can grab. I'm grabbing a lot of stuff now, thanks to Cape Gun Works. Hyannis, they're really good guys. They really are. They can't open, they won't open under advisement of their attorney, but that costs money to run. They need money to pay for that. So every little bit I buy helps them out. I turn around and it helps me out immensely.
Yep.
Immensely. So my hat's off to them. They're really good people. And I've had customers say, well, I'll never go to that shop. I'll never go to that shop. I'll never go to them. I says, it's not their fault. They're just
no.
They're scared. They're scared they're going to lose their livelihood. They're scared that this socialist government is going to really prevent them and stop it altogether.
I mean, and people don't realize that, like, here in Massachusetts, if you do anything wrong, then they can suddenly decide that you don't have a license anymore and can't buy a gun anymore or have your shop or anything. They can take that away at a whim. And that's it for just about anything.
I had a customer that's been buying guns from me all the time. So he bought a gun the other day and he got a denial. Because he got drunken driving?
Oh, yeah.
He was a kid. What kind of a law is that? What makes him a criminal? What makes him dangerous to society? He was a kid. Never been in trouble ever again. And now they're denying him the right to buy a firearm.
I unfortunately know people that had like juvenile assault things or juvenile like homemade slingshot things like that, and I mean they were kids when it happened and they have been denied and they tried to go to court and the judge laughed them out of the court.
I had another customer bought a gun. We called the next check. He gets a denial and he's been buying guns forever. And why is that? He can't understand it. He's never been in trouble. He's never been to court. He's never been that. But one thing. Medical marijuana.
Oh, yep. That'll do it.
You people who are buying marijuana because you think it's legal in this state, well, guess what? It's still not legal as far as the government's concerned.
Nope, not federally.
If you put on that form, know that you're not using marijuana, you are lying. And they'll know that immediately because they've got records. You are turned in every time. It's the good old state of Massachusetts, you know. Even though they make it legal, they won't waste any time to tell the FBI that you are using marijuana because that's another way of preventing you from buying a firearm. So know this. It's legal. Well, guess what? It's really not. It's an entrapment. It's another way to stop you from buying firearms. So be careful out there if you're using or buying marijuana that supposedly is legal in this state.
It's all about disarmament and control.
Hey, you got it. You got it. Yes, it is. It's all about disarmament and control. And we're letting it happen. We're not out there shaking our fists at them. We're not there yelling and screaming. They didn't say anything about violence because that's what they do. When they don't
Yeah.
get their way, they have tantrums. They destroy, they burn, they smash. When Trump became president, oh my God, the stuff I was seeing throughout the whole country, holy crap, that was unbelievable. And I said to my wife, come to my store, see how many of you last.
Yep.
Go ahead, do that to my store, see how far you get.
Got a few more comments here. Robin Patty says that she has a couple of funny stories about being in Massachusetts back in 1985 that involve guns, but she can't say them publicly. That sounds very mysterious. I Sell Cat Litter says, you are the first responder. The police, fire, and ambulance are the second responders. Absolutely true.
Thank you.
Havoc Vladimir Stalinov, I'm getting better at saying his name, says, this Massachusetts attorney chick is sounding like everything we were warned about in John Ross's Unintended Consequences book.
Oh, yeah. What's that? Let's not burn a little sound.
Oh, yeah, sorry, that's my phone.
Okay.
Thank you, Jito463. Sergeant Rock52 says, good evening, young lady. I finally got my fiance to watch you. She loves it. Thank you. Well, I mean, I'm having tremendous help today with your presence.
Yeah, I'm a clown. I know.
Oh, goodness. There's more. Oh, God. There's lots of comments coming in today. Andy Robichaud says, money's because Mr. Costa has been super entertaining and informative. And the window just closed by itself. Robert Chappelle says, oh, no, he's going to detonate. So please don't detonate.
Another thing that upsets me, I'm a Eucharistic visitor.
Mm-hmm.
I take communion to the old folks' home.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see the people that I've been taking care of just about every Sunday. My good friend Mary is probably all upset that I haven't showed up. She probably doesn't even know that I'm not allowed to show up.
Right.
I'd wear a mask, yet they're allowing sick people with the coronavirus to be taken care of in those old folks facilities, especially in New York. I'm not sure about Massachusetts, but I know it's happening in New York.
Well, I mean, and that's just so, I feel like that's so irresponsible because so when I was in high school and college, I worked in nursing homes. It was the kitchen, but I worked in nursing homes nonetheless. And I make a cold, someone comes in with a cold, the flu, anything, and it goes through the whole place like wildfire. I can't imagine something like this.
Well,
I mean, and here in Massachusetts, I mean, you look at the numbers and like these hot spots that we're having are all in nursing homes.
Yes. Come on. Give us a break. Where's your humanity? You know these old people aren't going to survive. What do you want? You want them to really die. That's what you want. Mm-hmm. You want these people dead. Yes, you do. Don't deny it. I know it. And I want everyone else to know it. I want all you sympathizers out there who love these socialist Democrats, who keep on putting them in office, to remember all of this. But you won't. You're going to put them in. You're going to try to put them in anyways.
No. Try being the key word.
Yeah.
Mr. Rover Pilot says there's a Harvard professor that wants to ban homeschooling because it's authoritarian. I've seen the articles. That will probably end up being a video. Torque One says he's as loud, obnoxious, and passionate as I am. I'm in love.
I'm sorry, but you're not really my type.
John Cohen says John Costa reminds me of my grandpa, and I've seen some other people saying that you are the grandpa we all deserve.
I am a grandpa. What do you think? I'm 71 years old.
Fixed Bayonet says me and my Spurg were just talking about his past today. Sorry, I'm late. So lots of folks in here. You are a big hit.
I've had a Russian couple I got a bunch of Russian couples come to my store. This was a girlfriend, a boyfriend, and I think it was his grandmother.
Uh-huh.
And he's buying a gun. He wants a gun. He knows what happened in Russia because his grandmother told him everything. And I started telling him about what the socialist government here is trying to do. And she looked at him and says, well, she don't understand any English. I guess she's over here on visit or whatever.
Okay.
And he tells her what I'm saying. And I see the look of terror in her face.
Wow.
And I asked him, what did she say to you? Oh, well, Mr. Costa, this is what she said. Oh, my God, not again.
Oh, that just gave me chills.
Not again. Oh, my God, because she knew all about Stalin. She knew
Right.
all about the socialist government. She was part of it. She was there.
Mhm.
Oh, my God, not again.
Ah, that's terrifying.
I didn't understand what she was saying. But I
Well,
knew there was something wrong because she wasn't smiling.
no, I only know a few words. I know like hello, thank you, and I know some swears.
You don't know comrade? Come on, comrade. We're going to
Comrade.
be comrades pretty soon, don't you know? The Socialist Republic of Massachusetts! Yay! You bunch of dumb shits.
Well, so we've got to start to wrap it up because I am super cool and I play Dungeons and Dragons with my friends at 9:00.
Good for you.
And actually, my character right now
You
is
should play
Russian.
Dungeons and Socialists with your friends. That's the new video coming out. Dungeons
Yeah.
and Socialists.
So, why don't you tell everyone like where the shop's located, and all that, so that the people that are in Massachusetts can. I mean, I know that you didn't get any breaks today.
Oh,
so.
none whatsoever. Trust me, and I'm fearing tomorrow. That's why I want Russell there right away. He
Okay.
wears the gloves. He wears the mask. He goes out there. I will go near half the people because I'm old. I catch that thing. It's a death sentence. It's what it is. It's a death sentence to me because where they going to put me? And he's 71. Oh, he's the gunrunner. We got to kill him. That's what's going to happen.
I mean, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but yeah, that has the potential to happen.
Yeah. Okay. My address 395 Wareham, Wareham Street, Middleborough, Mass. 02346, and it's Route 28, the Old Cape Road.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at.
And what are the hours that you're open so that folks?
We're closed Sunday, thank God. We're closed Monday, thank God. We're open Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays. Fridays we open at 9:30. Tuesday and Thursday, 9:30 to 6.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a long day.
Wait a minute, I ain't through yet. Wednesday, 9:30 till 8.
Oh my God.
And then Friday, 9:30 to 5. Oh, thank you. And then Saturday, noon to 5.
Okay. All right. And
although I was open till 6:30 today, I couldn't stop doing stuff. Couldn't stop people. And then somebody shows up. My God, 6:30, I get them knocking on the door because that's what they're supposed to do. I open it. Oh, Mr. Costa, could you please sell me a box of 22s? I says, I was closed. Can't you come back tomorrow? Oh, I want to take my granddaughter shooting.
Oh.
Okay, fine. So I went back inside, pulled the gas drawer out, opened the gas register. She goes, what? I just closed out. I said, somebody needs a box of ammo. I saw them.
And yet, you were here before I was tonight.
Yeah. Thank God the store's only 4 miles from the house.
Oh, there you go.
Governor Baker wants to raise the gas tax. Guess what? My car is electric, so pound tar there, Baker.
I agree. Pound tar, Governor Baker. That should be the call of the masses.
Oh, I was stuck. I called him Baker. I'm sorry, Faker. Governor Faker.
All right, so I'm going to grab the last two comments here. Mr. Rover Pilot says, so whom do you think will be the rising Stalin figure within the U.S.? Well, I don't think there'll be just one. I think there might be multiple.
Yeah. There will be multiple.
And then Trashman says, Dungeons and Socialists, how about renaming it Camps and Comrades?
There you go. I like him.
He's our resident wordsmith here.
Okay. I'm not a very good wordsmith. I try. I bumble everything. Well, hey, I'm Portuguese. I didn't learn to speak English until I went to school.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I think you do very well. So everyone can check out your website down in the description. And I know that it says on there that you update the inventory over on Northeast Shooters. But people can also call or show up or whatever.
I love phone calls. I love phone calls, trust me. But I need a whole crew just to answer the phone now. My God.
Oh, I'm sure.
I feel like the ATF. I feel like Nick's check, for Pete's sakes. All these calls, my God. Keep those letters coming in. I love him. He gives me something to, gives me support. Please, I need help.
There you go.
I feel like I'm going to die here.
Please don't do that. We need you.
All right. I'll try not to.
And of course, there is the GoFundMe linked in the description for anyone who wants to donate in case of legal action, and hopefully there isn't. And then not yet. I mean, unfortunately, if you get enough publicity, there might be. So hopefully, we don't contribute to that here.
Enough publicity. I hope they're not stupid enough to do such a thing, because there'll be a lot more publicity.
That's true.
I don't think they want that out, that the whole country knowing what they really are. Yeah. It might hurt their chances for the election. They're not going to make it anyways. Especially with Trump. Trump, you're going to kick their derriere. You're going to be president for the next 4 years. And I hope you go after these lowlifes tooth and nail. And if you need any help, I'm here for you, buddy. I'm here. You are mine. You are my pal forever. Thank you, President Trump.
Forever. Well, thank you very much for doing everything that you are doing. And thank you for coming on the show. It has been a blast. I didn't really have to do much today. I mean, you did all the talking, so it was great.
I told you I was going to interrupt you all the time. Didn't I say that?
I'm okay with it. It makes my job easier.
Okay.
So, I mean, I would love to have you on again at some point, and hopefully it will not be under the guise of, like, you know, a lawsuit or something terrible happening.
They'll never hit me with a lawsuit. They're going to see what a federal lawsuit's going to be like.
I think that's fair. We'll have to go get that guy back out of Oregon.
Yeah.
So everyone, thanks for tuning in and hanging out with Mr. Gunrunner and myself. Again, check out the links in the description, the partners and sponsors down there as well. Make sure to give the video a like. And if you are in the state of Massachusetts, go and show the Gunrunner support.
Yeah.
All right, guys?
We get free entertainment. We don't charge. Trust me.
There we go. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in and have a good night.
Good night.